In this video we are going to solve some exponential equations. In the first equation we have e to x minus 1 equal e minus x plus 3. In order to solve this exponential equation, we should recall a property for exponential functions that says whenever we have EA equal EB if and only if A equal B. So let's apply this property here. So we get 2x minus 1 is equal minus x plus 3, since this is A and this is B. In order to solve this equation, this is a simple linear equation, so taking x to one side, so 2x plus x is equal to 3 plus 1, which means 3x equal 4, so x equal 4 over 3. So 4 over 3 is accepted because all exponential functions are defined everywhere. It means from minus infinity till plus infinity, so this solution is accepted. Now, the second equation, we have in the second equation 5e to x plus 4 minus 8 equal to 0. So in order to solve this equation, first I need to let the exponential function alone on the left side and take all terms to the right side. So as a first step, we should take the 8 to the right, so we get 5e to x plus 4 is equal to 8. I should divide by 5 both sides, so divide by 5, divide by 5. We get e to x plus 4 equal 8 over 5. 8 over 5. So, how to find x in this case? In order to find x, we should also recall a property for exponential and logarithmic functions. The property says that len e x is equal to x. Okay? So that's what we are going to apply here. So we are going to set len. In order to remove this exponential from here, I need to set len both sides. So we get len e to x plus 4 is equal to len 8 over 5. So this means this is x now. Okay, the whole power is x. So removing len with the exponential, we get 2x plus 4 is equal to len 8 over 5. Hence 2x will be len 8 over 5 minus 4, so this is 2x. So this means x will be len 8 over 5 minus 4 all over 2. Okay, you may find an approximate value using the calculator for x, or you may leave it like this. Let us calculate this value. Len 8 over 5 equals minus 4 equal divided by 2. So the approximate value is minus 1.76. So approximately x is minus 1.76. So also, as I said, since the exponential function is defined everywhere, so this x also is accepted. Let's go to part 3. In part 3 we have e1 minus x equal 1 over e power 2x minus 3. So in order to solve this exponential equation, we may first write this equation as exponential 1 minus x equal 1 over, or we may switch this, okay, or find the reciprocal of this. So we write it as e over 1 power minus into 2x minus 3. Okay, so we flipped this fraction and we multiplied the power by a negative. So we get exponential of 1 minus x equal e over 1, which is e, power minus 2x plus 3. Now we have the property EA equal EB, which is equivalent to say A equal B, right? It means 1 minus x, this is A and this is B. So 1 minus x equal minus 2x plus 3. So this will be linear equation taking x on one side, numbers on the other side. So we get minus x plus 2x equal 3 minus 1. So x equal 2. So this is the solution for equation 3. Let's go to equation number 4. In equation number 4 we have ex minus 2 multiplied by 2ex plus 3 equal to 0. So now we have product of factors equals 0. So in order to solve this equation, since we have product of factor equals 0, it means the first factor is 0, ex minus 2 is equal to 0, or 2ex plus 3 equal to 0. So we have two equations. Now we have to solve these two equations separately. So the first equation, we get ex equal 2. So in order to find x, I need to set len both sides. So len ex equal len 2. So we get x equal len 2. Now let's solve the second exponential equation. We get 2ex equal negative 3. So ex equal, if I divide by 2 both sides, so we get ex equal minus 3 over 2. So what do we notice here? We already know that the exponential function is a strictly positive function. Ex is strictly positive for all x. For all values of x, ex is strictly positive. So this means ex equal negative 3 over 2, impossible. It has no solution. So this equation has no solution. So the only solution for this, for equation number 4, is x equal len 2. Let's go to equation number 5. In equation number 5 we have 4e to x minus 2ex plus 2 equal ex plus 3. In order to solve such equation, first let us move all the terms to the left side and see what we get. If I move all terms to the left side, we get 4e 2x minus 2ex plus 2 minus ex minus 3 equal to 0. And let us simplify the sums here. First, 4e to x, the only term with this form, 4e to x, so we leave it for e to x, minus 2ex and minus ex. So minus 2ex minus ex minus 3ex plus 2 minus 3, it's minus 1, equal to 0. So we can write this equation as 4ex all of it power 2, because ex power 2, it will be e2x. This is according to the property that says ex power n is going to be equal nx. So then we write 4ex minus 1 is equal to 0. So we can notice that this equation is similar to a quadratic equation by, let us first change the variables here in order to write it in as a quadratic equation. If I let t to be ex, okay, this term here I call it t. So we get, so t has a condition here to be defined. It is strictly positive because ex, as I said, ex is strictly positive function. So t should be positive. So the equation will be 4t squared minus 3t minus 1 is equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation. To solve this quadratic equation, we may use calculator, delta, it's up to you. So if I use a calculator, we get t equal 1 or t equal minus 1 over 4. Okay, now t equal minus 1 over 4 is rejected because we have a condition here, t should be positive, so this is rejected. So the only solution here is t equal 1. Now t equal 1, we didn't find x yet, so let us go back to x. So t equal ex, right? So we put here, instead of t equal 1, ex equal 1. So ex equal 1, to find x we set ln both sides, then ln ex equal ln 1, it means x equal ln 1, we know it's 0, right? So x equals 0. So this is the solution for this equation. If we go to equation number 6, we have ex minus 2 into ex plus 3 equals 6. Now, the previous equation was equal to 0, so we set the first factor equals 0 or the second factor equals 0. In this case, this the left hand side equals 6. The product of factors equals 6. It doesn't mean the first factor equals 6 or the second factor equals 6. Okay, pay attention for this mistake. What we have to do here is to expand the left side as a first step. If we expand ex times ex, it's e2x, right? According to the property of the exponential function that says ea times eb equals ea plus b. So here it will become e2x. ex times 3, it will be plus 3ex. Minus 2 times ex, it's minus 2ex. And minus 2 times plus 3, it's minus 6. And if we take 6 to the left side, or let me keep it first, equals 6. Okay, now if we take 6 to the left side and we added these two terms here, we get e2x plus ex minus 6 minus 6 equal to 0. So we get e2x plus ex minus 12 equal to 0. So again, we may write this equation as ex all of it square plus ex minus 12 equals 0. If I let t equal ex, so t should be strictly positive because ex is strictly positive. So we get the quadratic equation t squared plus t minus 12 equal to 0. So if we may, as I said, we may use calculator, we may use delta, we may factorize this quadratic. It's up to you. If I try to factorize this quadratic, it should be product of two factors equal to 0. So the first two factors should be t and t. Now I need the product of the two numbers here should be minus 12, right? So it could be minus 3 plus 4. Okay, let us try minus 3 and plus 4. If I expand this, we get t squared plus 4t minus 3t minus 12. So we get exactly the same quadratic. So this is the factorization. So this means the first factor equals 0, t minus 3 equals 0, or t plus 4 equal to 0. So t equal 3 or t equal negative 4. So t equal negative 4, it is rejected because we have this condition here at the beginning. So this is rejected. Now let us solve the second equation, t equal 3. It means ex equal 3. So len both sides. So len ex equal len 3. So x equal len 3. If we go now to equation number 7, in equation number 7 we have e minus 3x plus 2ex equal minus 7. In order to solve this equation, first I need you to recall that ex is strictly positive for all x, right? Hence, this term should be strictly positive, and this term should be strictly positive. So adding two strictly positive values will never be negative 7. So this equation will never be satisfied for all values of x, right? So since e minus 3x is strictly positive, e or 2ex is strictly positive, so e minus 3x plus 2ex is strictly positive for all x. Hence, e minus 3x plus 2ex equal negative 7 has no solution. Okay, let's go to equation number 8, the final equation for this video. We have e to x plus 1 minus 3ex plus 1 equal 4e. In order to solve this equation, we should notice here that if I take e to x plus 1 minus 3ex plus 1 minus 4e, this is equal to 0. Now, What is e to x plus 1? It is simply e to x times e1, right? Minus 3 ex plus 1, it is also ex times e1, minus 4e, which is e1, equal to 0. So we have a common factor, which is e1. If I take this common factor, we get e to x minus 3 ex minus 4 is equal to 0. So of course e can't be 0. This means e to x minus 3 ex minus 4 is equal to 0. So again, this equation is similar to the previous ones. If I write e to x as ex squared minus 3 ex minus 4 is equal to 0. So let t equal ex, which is strictly positive, we get t squared minus 3t minus 4 equal to 0. So here, if I use the calculator, we get t equal -1 or t equal 4. So t equal -1 rejected. So t equal 4 means ex equal 4. So len ex equal len 4. So x equal len 4. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.